Why is it so easy for you to believe that things are not meant to go your way than believing you're meant to have your dream life? Let's fix that. Welcome to Sabba Says Stuff, where I'm Sabba and I say stuff. Today, we're talking about how failure isn't an option and acting on your purpose and getting your dreams and accomplishing what you want, your goals, all of that stuff. First, failure doesn't exist and it isn't an option unless you make it one. Along those lines, you can't fail if you don't give up, pretty much. Also, I have a bunch of notes. I was on the toilet writing a bunch of these notes, so today may be not as off script as usual, but I'm very passionate about this topic. Just think about it. If you want something to work out, why are you so hell-bent on proving it to yourself that it doesn't work the moment things aren't turning out the way you want them to be and the moment things are harder than you expected? And in addition to that, and tying into my hook of the video, why do we have so much faith in things just not working out? Like, some minor inconvenience happens and we're like, that's it. I deserve this. I deserve the world to end. I deserve nothing to go my way. Bad things just always happen to me. No. Why is it so easy for us to believe that failing is inevitable rather than normalizing success? Like, it doesn't make sense. The human mind is capable of such amazing, great things, but it also gives us such trash thoughts. Like, when you believe something, you're very passionate about it. If you believe you're doomed to fail, very passionate about it, and nothing ever goes your way. When you believe that you're bound to succeed, you're a lucky girl and things just go your way. It's crazy. And also the thought that failure is more inevitable than success is like pessimistic and sadistic. I don't know. Like, some people love proving to themselves that they aren't meant to have good things. Like, no. And if you are one of those people, there's nothing wrong with it. Let's fix that. Truly, there are two options in this life-ish. Failure or success, trying or giving up. I feel like a lot of people want to believe that giving up is a sort of like neutral option. Like, oh yeah, I've tried something for a month, it's not working anymore, so I'm gonna stop. And you think, okay, I'm just stopping it because it doesn't work. When in reality, it's either failure or success. Like, if you're giving up, that means you stopped before you could see the riches, the gold, the success, right? It's like that little miner meme where the guy's like, he stops right before he hits diamonds. Furthermore, whenever you make any decision, pretty much daily, it's either a decision that actively works towards your goals or a decision that actively works against them. There's no in between. Like, there's no in between. And I used to feel like that, right? Like, oh, I wish I could get into weightlifting. I wish I could have a successful weight loss journey, but I'm just gonna do nothing. Doing nothing is failing at that goal. Doing nothing, it's not just nothing. I hope that makes sense. It's not just like a neutral, happy medium. Like, that's failure. But failure, I'm using failure a lot. I'm not saying anyone is a failure. I'm using that word to just say it as it is. And once you recognize and put the term to it that not doing something is failing, that allows you to understand what you need to do to be succeeding. Okay. So now that I've said failure like 1,000 times, I also want to talk on purpose, desires, goals, and dreams. And just saying that, like, it seems like some hippy dippy, like la la land, unicorns and rainbows and sunshine. Like, it doesn't have to seem unrealistic to have your dream. Like, I know a dream technically in theory is like something that doesn't exist, but we're using dream to describe your ideal situation, right? Accomplishing the thing you want. There's been a consistent pattern in my life that I've noticed, and you may be able to notice this. So in your own life, so listen up. I had a desire, like something I wanted. I tried it. I might have even temporarily succeeded at it. This one sort of goes more for weight loss. I stopped, relapsed, wanted it again, tried, stopped, and the cycle went on. And now that I finally succeeded, a couple of those things where I had that pattern, weight loss, weightlifting. When you have a goal and you don't reach that goal and you don't succeed at it, it keeps biting at you. Like, in the back of your head, you'll be going through your life thinking like, what would have happened if this happened? And what would have happened if I never stopped doing this? And I used to also be like that. Like, there was also a point in my life where I was like, I thought I peaked in middle school. I was like, oh, what would have happened if I didn't get anxiety and all this stuff? And now I'm happy to say that I no longer think I peaked in middle school, right? The things that I was like, dang, I used to be XYZ. I used to try XYZ. Why'd I stop? The only thing that made those thoughts go away was continuing to build upon them until I reached that success that I wanted, right? So with the weight loss, I had so many different failed journeys until I finally buckled down with myself, realized what things I did that didn't work, and decided I was not gonna stop until I reached that goal. Because it's either I live my life miserable, being annoyed by the voice at the back of my head telling me, oh, I wish I was this, I wish I was this. Or I work hard, maybe I have the thoughts in my head that are like, this is so hard, this is impossible, blah, blah, blah. But I finally get that goal and it no longer haunts me and I'm proud. And those thoughts of I wish, I want, whatever, get replaced with, I did that. I have it. I'm proud of myself. And I want that for you. So sort of going back into the whole purpose, where does purpose come from? I so strongly believe that your purpose and the things that you are meant to act on are the thoughts that you have in your head that no matter how many years pass, you keep thinking about them. Well, another example would be dyeing my hair. I wanted to dye my hair since 9th grade, and I didn't do it until my sophomore year of college. I thought, okay, a neutral medium is me just not dyeing my hair, right? Like it's not succeeding or failing, it's succeeding, failing, or just do nothing. Doing nothing is failing, like I said, which how can you fail at dyeing your hair? But the point was, I was like, okay, I'm just not gonna act on it and it'll go away. But it doesn't. It kept eating at me, and even though this is a smaller example, you can extrapolate it to your life. It kept eating at me until I finally dyed my hair and I realized this is one of the best decisions I've made in my life. With my fat loss journey, one of the best decisions I've made in my life. It helped me with my nutrition, my energy, physique, ability, strength, those little ideas that you have at the back of your head that chirp at you, that you're like, oh, let me suppress it. You are meant to act on it. And okay, so I know this might seem like a sort of spiritual thing too. I meant to say this earlier, but even not from a spiritual lens. If you're not spiritual, if you're not religious, what do you mean I'm meant to do something? I don't believe in faith, in destiny and stuff like that is totally another thing is realizing that the thoughts that keep haunting you, I don't mean to use such a drastic word, but they're planted in your head for a reason. For example, wanting to be a musician, wanting to be the president, wanting to be an astronaut. I don't think about those things ever. I don't want to be those things. That's why they don't play out in my head. I'm not meant to be those things. But if you find that you're wanting to be the president, the astronaut, use it in your life. What are the things that in your head you're like, that would be cool, but let me suppress it. Everybody wants to be that. Of course, I remember with social media, I was like, everybody wants to be a social media influencer. Well, I don't call myself an influencer, content creator, whatever. Not everybody wants that. That's the thing. When it's a dream or a goal that you're meant to have, it sounds so appealing and appetizing to you that you're like, oh yeah, everyone would want to do that, but of course not everyone can be it, so I can't act on it. No, you're thinking that. An example is I had a friend that she gets paid to do drawings as murals and stuff, and she was like, honestly, I think I'm getting paid more than I deserve. This is really easy, anyone can do it. And I'm like, no, it's easy to you, and you love doing it. It doesn't cause you stress, or you don't overthink it because you're good at it and you're meant to be doing it. I thought about it. I was like, girl, you could get paid more. I could never do that. I couldn't do those murals. It may seem easy to you, but that's the thing. Your talents may seem intrinsic and natural and whatever to you, but to other people they aren't. And that's why we need you to be acting on it, because the people who have that vision and that idea need to be acting on it so other people who can't do it can appreciate your talents, value your talents. So this doesn't apply to everything, right? That's with a dream job situation. Honestly, no, yeah, even with weight loss and fitness. I've inspired people by being on my fitness journey. The people want to see you succeed. Even if you don't want to do it for anyone else, you need to see yourself succeed. You're your cheerleader. You got to keep showing up. Sort of went on to a ramble, but tying into the whole failure thing, it is your responsibility to not give up on what your purpose is, on what your goals are, on what your dreams are, on what your desires are. Every person who fails before they win. Let me say that one more time. Every person who has failed at something failed before they won. It's either failing or winning. That's really all it is. And that may seem like, what do you mean? Like, that's so easy. But you either win or you give up before you win. And the issue sort of stems from two simple things. One, impatience. And two, the lack of faith, trust, belief, whatever in yourself, which ties into the hook of the video. I never said it was easy. My fat loss journey, definitely hard. Days where I ate more than I needed to, days where I could have shown up more. And those days can easily lead you to a spiral of, oh, I'll never get it. Dang, like maybe it's not meant for me, like, right? But you can't listen to those thoughts. Like, you just can't. Anyone who's ever listened to those thoughts and let them get the best of them doesn't succeed. That's really all it is. Thinking that the people who win at life have it easy, they never had to deal with struggle. I mean, there may be some people like Nepo babies, but for the most part, at least me, I guess some people could look at me and think like, oh, she had it easy. I've actually had somebody comment and say I got, what's it called? Ozempic. They're like, easy to have a transformation with Ozempic. I was like, oh, that's so funny. Getting an allegation like that, I'm like, dang, now I know what it's like when other people get allegations. Because you never expect it. But anyway, point is, it's so easy to see people who have the goal that you want, the dream that you want, and think like they got it easy, they never had demons to battle with. But let me say, at least for the things that I've succeeded at, my mind has been my biggest enemy. Not only my mind telling me like, oh, you can't do it, but also saying other people are judging you. Like, it's embarrassing. Your mind knows the ins and outs of you. It knows how to get you to think about the intrinsic things that will get under your skin and stop you from doing that action that you need to be acting on. It doesn't matter. You need to act regardless of having that. And that is one of the biggest, most like accomplishing things you can do, is work at the goal you want because you know no matter what, you're getting it. And knowing that you can hear the most viable thoughts in your head that are trying to stop you and give you an excuse and give you an out for failing at your goal, and still winning no matter what those thoughts try to tell you. And even if you have people in your life who like think that you can't do it, not that you should be motivated by your haters, but like being able to succeed when you're in an environment that doesn't cultivate that success and that loving nature for success is such a big thing to be proud of. A lot of people like to put it down to their circumstances and be like, I can't do it because I'm not rich. I can't do it because this. Let me tell you, at least for me, when it comes to fat loss, nutrition, health, all types of health, like physical health, mental health, nutritional health, all of that, I didn't see that growing up. I had to teach myself from scratch nutrition and how to work out, weight lift, all those things. It would have been easy for me to be like, oh, my parents didn't teach me, my parents didn't do this. My culture is not big on that at all. But it was something that was on the back of my head. I would have years where I'd do weightlifting for the summer, stop, back. But it never went away. That dream never went away. It didn't go away because I was like, you know what, I'm destined to never have muscles. No, I acted on it because I had that dream and I kept going, and you should do the same. You have to do the same. It's not should, you need to do the same. And I forgot to mention the most important goal, social media. I mentioned it earlier, but another thing was social media. I've wanted to be on social media like as a content creator since 4th grade. And I've tried several times, and this goes with the whole pattern of trying several times, stopping, but still not being able to get rid of that dream in my head. Now, as you see me right now, I am not stopping. I'm literally not stopping because I know how much more annoying it is to have a dream that I don't act on than to deal with all the ups and downs with the dream not working the way I want, but knowing I will have it eventually. I say will have it eventually. I believe I already have it, but I practice what I preach. This is you seeing me do what I preach in real time. I already sort of said examples of my life, but another example is pretty much any celebrity that you think was an overnight success. They had years where they put in the work before they got that success. And an example is Quentin Tarantino, which might not be the best, but I always hear motivational speakers or like people mention him. But he has said it took him about 8 years of seemingly nothing working out in working towards his goal of being a filmmaker. As Google says, intense struggle, script writing, working odd jobs in the film industry before his first major breakthrough. The people who are millionaires, successful, they had years where they had to struggle in order to get it. But for them, they knew it's either failing or succeeding, nothing in between. And that's why they get it. And it may be shorter for some people, and 8 years may seem crazy, but that's where the impatience part comes from. Because trust, if you've only tried working towards your goal for a month, how old are you now? How many months have you lived in your life? A month is nothing in relation to how old you are now, and nothing in relation to the whole life you have ahead of you. 8 years of struggle for a lifetime of success? That seems like a great payoff to me. And even if you're older in your life, let's say 60, 70, even being able to have a couple of years where you live your dream life, a year, a couple months of living your dream life is amazing, because you get to know that you eventually amounted to your highest potential, right? So as I say, I'm talking about goals, but also dreams. So this goes with everything. Your highest potential in a goal, your highest potential in your life, period. Even a year, a couple months of living your dream life makes it all worth it. You don't want to be on your deathbed like people, that sounds sad, but like who are like, I could have been a better person, I could have done this. No, you have the chance right now. You are alive right now. You can do something towards it right now. I used to get stuck in the maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday. And when people would tell me you have to start now, I'm like, I don't want to, like you're telling me. But just remember, anytime you compromise your dream, your goal, try to make an excuse, and you tell yourself, I don't want to, do you really not want to? Because when you say, oh, I don't want to get up right now and work towards my dream, you're saying, I don't want to have my dream. That's really what it is. And it does take a while. I know that seems very intimidating, and it seems like a whole like, dang, I have to change my life. I have to do a whole 180. It takes gradual steps. You don't go from, I don't want to wake up at 6 a.m. to let me wake up at 3 a.m. overnight. Like, no. It takes gradual progression. It's not linear. Like, it's not, oh, okay, up, 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 up. It's really jagged, but it's jagged like this. That reminds me of the SpongeBob. It's not like this. We're talking about this. Anyway, but progression is a lot of ups and downs, right? And getting up to that goal. And I feel like a lot of people have the mindset of like, oh, this should be so much easier when you're on your way. But trust me, that's like one of the most biggest misconceptions. It is a struggle. When you decide to change your life, it isn't just easy to make that flip. It is a struggle. It takes time. And I'm saying all this just to let you know, like, these are the warnings I wish that I had when approaching the different goals I've been acting on in my life. It's not easy, but it's worth it. It's not easy, but it is simple. One of my favorite creators says that. Higher Up Wellness. Love his podcasts. Haven't watched them in a while, but I watched a lot of them when I was first starting my development journey. But yeah, you deserve to believe that your dreams are achievable. You deserve to achieve your dreams. You deserve a great life. That's really it. I know it's easy to think that the odds are stacked against you and just think of all the reasons why it shouldn't work, but those are just thoughts, right? Those thoughts will never, ever feel as great as it feels to have what you want. I was gonna say to put in the work towards what you want. No, to have your dream life. And to put in the work towards your dream life. But mostly just having your dream life. Thoughts are just thoughts. Take action regardless. Believe in yourself. Your success is inevitable as long as you don't stop. Also, if no one has ever told you, you deserve the world. Truly. I don't care if people have told you you deserve the opposite, that you deserve a bad life, whatever. You deserve the world. You deserve the life of your dreams. Everyone deserves the life of their dreams as long as the life of your dreams does not hurt other people, right? It makes you happy, doesn't hurt other people, but you deserve it, truly. And you don't need a reason to be deserving of it. You deserve great things, point blank, period. The world is also just a better place when people are accomplishing their dreams, because if you're not accomplishing your dreams, you're likely compromising and maybe not the best person to be around. Not only for other people, but for yourself. It's hard to be happy in a life that you're compromising in, or like compromising your beliefs and dreams and goals in, right? That's just, it's hard. It's unfulfilling, unsatisfying. So I hope this motivates you. Don't just watch my video. What is some action that you can take right now after watching this video? What is some action that you can take within a week, consistently. Failing to plan is planning to fail. You just need to take action. You don't need to know if it's perfect action. You just gotta do it. You gotta keep doing actions, figuring out along the way. Just do something towards your goals, please. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.